The menu is extensive. Do you sell pizza every night, every day?
So I only do pizza Fridays and Saturdays, and the reason why, because I make everything. If you go through my Instagram, I make everything by hand. I don't use a machine. So I make around 60 pounds of dough all by hand.
What's going on, Pizza fam? Look, I appreciate each one of you for listening to this show, listening to this episode. Before we get back to it, I wanted to tell you about my favorite product right now, Todd's Curry Sauce. I met these guys at the Florida Restaurant Show, Pizza Tomorrow Summit, and I'm telling you, ever since I tried that sauce, I have been putting it on everything in the shop. Chicken wings, pizza, you've seen the pizzas, chicken sandwich, salad dressing, like we've been putting Todd's Curry Sauce on everything, and I'm here to give you a special deal, special offer. Go to their website, toddscurrysauce.com, use code PIZZAKING, and get 10% off your next order. I promise you, you only need to try it one time. It's going to be the best curry sauce you ever tasted in your life. You're going to start putting it on all kinds of stuff in your shop, even at home. I got a bottle in the pantry here at the house. I got a bottle at the shop. Elliot, Todd, I need another bottle because I'm putting it everywhere. I'm putting it on everything. So go check it out. Use code PIZZAKING and get 10% off your next order. Peace. Let's get back to it. Here we go. Pizza King podcast. We back. I feel like I just made a whole new brother right here. My man Chef Hector Sanchez out of NY. Well, you coming out of South Carolina right now, Columbia?
I was raised in South Carolina. I consider myself a Southerner, even though I was born in New York. But my roots are Southern. I'm a local guy, man. Columbia, South Carolina, the metro.
Perfect. Best wings, best pizza in Columbia, as per the name. You say you trained 4 years in Italy as a chef in Pozzolo.
Pizzola,
served this country 10 years in the Marine Corps.
Yes, sir. Infantry. I was a first push for Ramadi, first push for Fallujah. I joined the Marine Corps way back in 2002. So I was, yeah. I'm proud of that.
So, and appreciate that. We proud of that and proud to see you back here driving, living, doing your thing, because obviously we know, so many didn't come back and so many that came back in lives are tragically different. So, shout out to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on the platform. We've been going back and forth on IG for the last couple of days because not only is my man highly decorated, he is a dough master and a dough savant. Just from looking at the pictures, giving me game on my dough. As I learned, I was telling my wife, it's crazy that I've been making pizza for 20 years, and now here I am, like relearning how to make pizza, how to make dough, how to how to really understand the processes behind what we're doing. So you've been giving me some game on pre-ferment, and I'm like, man, come on the pod. Yes. How did you find yourself developing this wealth and getting and doing what you're doing now?
Well, first I want to say, thank you, brother. Thank you. It's awesome to see, brothers that's doing pizzas. That's a great thing to see another person that looks like me doing pies. So thank you.
On. Yep, we here. It ain't many of us, but we mighty in what we do.
Facts. But honestly, man, it's me being retired. Really, I think that's what. So backstory is, like I said, I did 10 years United States Marine Corps. I graduated straight out of high school. And went infantry, went to the Marine Corps. My grandfather was a Marine. I respected my grandfather a whole lot. Great role model in my making me who I am today. And I wasn't, to be honest with you, once I graduated high school, was not a good student. And I was like, hey, figure had to do something, because back then, it was 2002 in the South. It wasn't really nothing for, in Columbia to do. So I wasn't going to college, because I knew if I went to college, I was going to fail. So I went to the Marine Corps infantry, did multiple tours and got hurt. And, I got to train a lot, in other different places. But I really focused on, I guess, me being retired, man. Me having a time and me loving pizza. I remember growing up, pizza was my favorite food eating. I love. So
you grew up in a family that brought pizza in, ordered pizza?
Yeah, of course, man. Like I said, so I'm born in 1983. So my childhood was the late 90s. And how old are you, T?
42.
Oh,
I was born in 82.
Facts. So, pizza, Domino's, and stuff like that was really big. You had like the Fridays when they had like all the sitcoms, and Friday was kind of known
Yeah.
for and my grandparents every Friday will order pizza, and we will watch Family Matters, and
Family matters.
facts. So and and I just love pizza. So I remember I remember that being a fun time because me and my brother would sit down, watch all the it was TGIF. That's what it was called, right? TGIF.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always order pizza, and I just fell in love with pizza, man. And yeah.
What was your go-to growing up? So I grew up with my grandparents, but my grandma never ordered pizza.
hmm
Never, ever, ever. When I got pizza, it was a treat because it was always at somebody else's house.
hmm
But but I never even tried anything more than cheese pizza until I graduated high school. I had only had cheese pizza. I was slipping.
So my favorite pie, also is the pie that I like the most too. Is I like a simple margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Classic.
beautiful red sauce and some nice mozzarella. So when I was growing up, it was Pizza Hut, and I used to like the thin crust. So the thin crust is Roman style,
Okay.
especially in Rome where it was real thin crust, and we always got that's what it was called, thin crust pizza, and I like that. It was almost like a cracker style. I don't. Have you ever had Roman style pies?
I have. Yeah, I have.
Okay, facts, and so that was always my go-to. That or pepperoni, but I would prefer cheese. Simple margarita.
Keep it simple. The places that you remember growing up, are they still around in Columbia?
So back then it wasn't really it was Pizza Hut. So we didn't
So
have a
it
lot.
was a chain. It was a chain stuff.
Yeah, it's we didn't have a big migration of Italians or New Yorkers back then. Probably unlike Florida, which has a lot of as the New Yorkers got older, they will move to Florida and Tampa, which you guys are probably culinary scene is awesome. So
Pretty
Columbia
diverse here.
culinary scene at that time wasn't a lot of independent pizzerias, so it was Pizza Hut.
I heard that. Yeah, and so I grew up in Michigan, which to me always, and people be giving me shit about this, but I always say Michigan is like the birthplace of American pizza, like chain pizza.
Oh
When you
yeah.
think about some of the brands coming out of there, so we grew up with the chains. I didn't get a lot of local pizza. There was a little corner store down the street, Corey's, that I would get slices from, but
hmm
yeah, it was always the chain. Sir Pizza,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut, Domino's, always. What's your favorite? Tell us about some of the pizza that you're making now. I want to know about this training that you were able to go and experience. What drove you to go say, look, I'm gonna spend this time. I'm gonna go get professionally trained.
Uh,
What's your story there?
Started with like I said, the military, man. Once I retired, man, I had really bad PTSD, and back then we had the Winter Warrior. Well, we still had the Winter Warrior program.
Right.
Back then, it was around I retired 2011. So it was around 2012 where Winter Warrior they was having awesome programs for winter veterans because back then, America actually gave a shit about its veterans. I feel like we almost and please don't you don't have to take that one out because that's what I feel like it now. But
Hey,
we was getting Winter Warriors was I mean they had crazy programs for us to go to, and they had a culinary program. So actually no, so it actually started with me so at that time, my kid's mother, my ex wife, she was working, and I had to take care of my and I was a stay at home dad, which I love because I was like, oh shit, I'm retired, I got PTSD, I can't really work. But I'm retired, so
still
it
got
started.
income.
Yeah. So I was retired at age 27. Like I said, but I got hurt in Iraq. My fourth tour in Iraq stuff like that. I got blown up a couple times in a Humvee. I got shot in the head. I had my Kevlar on though. Shot in the chest. So I got retired because I had severe PTSD and TBI. So my kids my kids were young, mad young, stay at home dad, and they had to eat. And then like I said, I'm retired, and I just fell into watching TV shows like shit. Because what it was for me is, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much to
No,
you.
you good. Talk, y'all. We want to know the story.
Okay, facts. So what it was. So when my kids, I had to cook for them, and I always hated takeout food. I never really cooked when I was young, but I know I like food.
Yeah,
You know,
you want
I like
something real, something substantial.
yes, and so I just started watching TV shows, and I fell in love with it, and I started cooking. And what happened was that like I said, I was never really good a student. So, and once I got out the Marine Corps, I had PTSD. So, with my PTSD, it really affected my attention. I couldn't remember shit. I couldn't, my attention. I felt like I was like almost like degrading in intelligence. But for some odd reason, cooking, shit.
Yeah, you that focus.
Yeah. My bad. So it gave me that focus in life, and I love cooking, and I got really big into Italian food, because I always loved pasta and pizza. So just do hard work, man. Then Winter Warrior, like I said, Winter Warrior program. So I'm jumping to Winter Warrior program now. So I'm kind of like started back. So Winter Warrior program, they had a program that had picked, I think it was 10 veterans would go to Culinary Institute of America, CIA, up in New Hyde Park, New York, the top CIA school in the world, I would say. So they had a program. You go for, it was a 2-month program. It was all expense paid. So they signed up for it. I got accepted, and from there, I love cooking.
Journey began.
Facts.
So inspired by the need to provide and do something better for the kids than just giving them chicken nuggets and frozen pizzas.
That too, but also it was more. Be honest with you, it was more for me. It was because I was a good father, but I felt like my personal life wasn't going anywhere. I felt like I was, because I'm 27, I'm retired.
Right.
I feel like my intelligence is downgrading. Sorry, team, man. It really saved my fucking life.
Hey, I'm glad that happened, because now you get to give your art and give your gift to the world, bro.
Shit, hold on.
Take your time.
My bad.
We good. That's an incredible story.
Give me a couple minutes, team. My bad.
Hey, take your time, bro.
So it was my kids, but also it was a lot for me, because as I was young, I felt like because when I got out, like I said, with my PTSD too, I was a real aggressive person. So I got be honest with you, I got locked up a couple of times. For me, for assault and battery charges, because I was, once again, I was infantry. What I did was violent. So when I got out, so I was a very violent person. Like I said, I spent a lot on lawyer fees, a lot on lawyer fees. I was, so that, and it gave me a purpose. Yeah.
So in having that, do you feel? I know what it's like to be in the kitchen. I know what it's like to create. I'm not a chef. I never call myself that, because I'm just in there throwing shit together.
Nah, you a chef, bro. If you in that kitchen and you love what you're doing, you love feeding people, man, and you love it, man, you a chef, dude. I don't believe in that. Oh man, fuck out of here.
But do you feel like your your past life and your training and discipline from the military helps you to create better in the kitchen?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Just that hard work, just that doing, 13, 14-hour days that I didn't mind doing, man. I worked, for free. I mean, I worked for damn near slave payment, cause I liked it. I loved it. And yeah, that the hard work from the Marine Corps, that's one of the things, the Marine Corps taught me, when I say taught me, brainwashed me. Yeah. Becoming a hard worker. Yeah.
So tell us about what you got going on now.
Oh man, so right now, man, just got my pop-ups coming up, man.
Papa Sanchez,
yeah, Papa Sanchez pies.
Papa Sanchez pies. I seen
Yeah,
that.
yeah, man. Best wings of Colombia. So I had to open up a spot with my boy, man. Just slinging chicken wings, man, and slinging pies, man. Slinging wings and pies, man.
So listen, I want to come try the pizza, but I was looking at the menu and I need to know what this angel dust is about.
Okay, so it's funny. So angel dust it's a beautiful lemon pepper, pepper that I make in house. But it's funny. So it's one of those things. My boy always wanted to do wings, and my background is also fine dining too. So not only that. So before I became, so my background, like I said, is fine dining, and I worked in a lot of that's all I worked in my whole career was fine dining restaurants.
Right.
Michelin star restaurant back in New York for a couple months, man. And so if you look at it, I pride myself on I make every single thing in house, from my mozzarella to my long high hydration cold fermentation dough to my empanada dough. So it's a lot on the menu too. I just don't want people to focus on the wings.
Yeah. No, the menu is extensive. Do you sell pizza every night, every day?
So I only do pizza Fridays and Saturdays, and the reason why, because I make everything. If you go through my Instagram, I make everything by hand. I don't use a machine. So I make around 60 pounds of dough all by hand. I actually, I'll send you some of the cover of the video. So I make it in bus tubs, and it's a lot on me. And it's funny, I have a mixer.
So what you doing?
To me, so when it comes to dough, I do it by hands because to me, even when you have a mixer, you will overmix that dough a little bit because it's gonna overheat. With me doing it by hand, I know I've been doing this for so long, and I've kind of I like working with doughs, and that's why I do really good pizza dough. I do really good pasta, my beignets, my brioche doughs. I like for some odd reason. I don't know. That's just
What's the difference between and like I was saying earlier, man, I've been doing pizza for 20 years, but I'm just now learning how to make pizza. So you
okay.
start talking about cold fermentation and high hydration. Like, what are I mean, what does that even mean? I've been on a direct dough doing it the same way in the mixer. We don't even measure it no more. We've been doing it so long. I just know how much oil. I know how much salt, sugar, like all that stuff to put in there. But
Mm-hmm.
when you start getting to these exacting standards, how does that change the quality of the product?
Awesome, awesome. See, so this is why I'm about to get really, I can talk
Hey,
about.
nerd out, nerd out.
So, with the high hydration, so you want more water than flour in your dough. So it's gonna be more water. So my fermentation to my pizzas is around 69 to 70% hydration. So I have a nice. It's wet, but it's not like real liquidy wet. So and a cold fermentation basically mean. So for my liquid I use really cold water, and I make a biga or a poulish. So in pizza making in Italy, it's called biga. French it's called a poulish. It's basically kind of the same thing, but a
More,
poulish is more. It's
more wet than dry.
Yep, yep, yep. And I like it because my final mix of my dough, I'm gonna add more water. Anyway, so I usually get can't tell you all my secrets. So it's water, flour, and also too the type of flour plays a big impact on it too. See, for my long fermentation dough, is I like to let my dough ferment for at least 10 days. So, I like to use flour that's really high in protein, really high in protein. I use double O,
Straight
Caputo.
Neapolitan style double O flour.
But the only bad thing about Caputo is I think it's usually about $15 more
The
than
most expensive shit on the market.
facts, facts, facts. That King Arthur, to me, King Arthur's probably one of the best brand out there. Sir Lancelot and Galahad, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You got me.
Okay, so I think Lancelot is the one that's the higher protein one. So which one do you use?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I still use regular flour in the shop, but when I'm at home, I'm using, but I don't know. It's whatever Ka flour I can get at Publix. So like, I
So
know it's a double O Neapolitan style, but I think they just call it like pizza flour or something like that. But it's a
so
King Arthur.
I think because at the end of the day, it may make a better, pizza, but also we gotta look at it as a business standpoint too. Because I know that Caputo is crazy high. I want to say $60 for a 50-pound bag,
Something
right?
like that. I got one of my stores is buying the Caputo de Americana. Like we gotta buy. It's crazy. So like, we're franchise. We're 18, 19, we're about to be 19 locations. So everything it has to be done on at scale. If they want to bring a product in for us, the PFG, they got to make sure we gonna move it. Blah
Yeah,
blah blah. So these dudes like, we can get you this flour, but I gotta buy a pallet at a time.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like
So how much for each? So it could be more, man. It sucks because a lot of people don't understand that, man. If from a bit, it sounds good, doing a person, but from a business standpoint, it may not seem like a lot, but that extra $7 on that flour is a whole lot, So, so go back to the my mix. So my first, I make the biga. So I usually make a biga. It is flour, water, and you can either use commercial yeast or a sourdough. So I have a sourdough starter. I have for about 10 years. It's going on 10 years.
so sourdough starter plus using a biga.
Well, no, no. So I asked so for the because usually when I make my biga, you always want some type of yeast. So
Okay.
for biga, I add all the my so my bigger all the yeast goes into it. All the yeast I'm going to use in that dough
goes into the pico. Okay.
So I like to use, telling all my secrets now. So I like to use 50-50, a cut between 50% of commercial yeast and 50% of the sourdough starter. But
Okay.
but you can make a great pie with a bigger with just regular commercial yeast. I just like to add.
But you add the mix, and I'm guessing it's for an even deeper flavor profile, right?
That it's a deeper flavor profile. Also, too, it's easy digestible. Notice when you eat, say, chain pizzas, the dough is heavy. It's eat two slices like yeah, you can eat one of my pies, or you can eat a person that at least had a 72-hour ferment on their pizza, and it tastes different. It doesn't get you heavy. Like what I specialize in is 12 to 14-inch pies. I don't do the big. I like to do the small Neapolitan styles, and we can eat a whole 14-inch of mine and don't feel like heavy. You don't feel.
Have you seen many spots doing New York style, doing a like a pre-ferment dough to make New York style pizza, or is it strictly prevalent in more in the Neapolitan style? I think, and I also see it in the Detroit, the square pies, because they want that airy dough. Do you see it in the New York style?
So let me tell you, actually, it's one of those things. Not really, man. I just kind of made this pie up. So it's one of those things. So when it comes to my pizza, I like the crispiness of a New York style, but also I like the puffiness of a Neapolitan style. Because
Yeah, how do you combine it?
true Neapolitan pie is soupy. You're supposed to eat with a fork. I don't like that, but I like the crispiness of it. So over the years, I've tailored this recipe to know. So I cook what I like, and I know it's gonna be good because I think if you can get a pie crispiness of a New York, and my Sunday gravy is made in New York style, so you get that nice cooked sweet marinara, and you get the mozzarella, but you get the airness of Italian of a Neapolitan style. But I also too people in America don't like. I don't like true Neapolitan style. That's you're supposed to eat with a fork. I don't like that personally.
Yeah, you never see that.
And I think a lot of our palate Americans, that's not us.
So you've done a good job of combining the best parts of both of those, right?
Yes,
Or
sir.
your favorite parts of both styles into your signature pie. How much, is that the one that's the most popular? What's your most popular pizza on the weekends when you pushing them? Because I seen the pictures.
My chopped
It's
cheese.
looking good.
I love the chopped cheese. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I really do. That means a lot to me. That means a whole lot to me. Because I do it for the recognition too. T. It's one of those things. Is I think as we chefs, we artists, man. We want to be recognized by our peers. Unfortunately, restaurant business is not. You're not gonna get rich off this.
No,
But
we're not doing this. I mean, I tell people all the time, you want to make money, do something else. Don't do this. I mean, you better love it.
we artists, man. It's just like musicians, just like painters. And the tourists, they never really made a lot of money, but they did it. And but I, so, but I would say my chopped cheese, that one, my Philly is in my margarita. I have this
You
in my
shaving like you over there shaving your own ribeye too. I'm guessing.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah. So we
I
get
already know.
guys. Like I said, my background is fine dining. So also, I'm bringing like even though it's not fine dining, I'm putting I won't even say fine dining techniques. I guess I'm just putting old world techniques, which old world techniques is fine dining, right? And fine dining is actually what our grandmothers cooked. So let's don't say French and shit like that. No, our grandmothers, did all that technique. It just wasn't the French just called it different, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we get the whole ribeyes in, and so the ribeyes goes into my Philly egg rolls, and they go the scraps. I grind the scraps up, and I turn them to my patties, and I do my chopped cheese. That's that in. But my margarita special, my margarita all day. I tell everybody to push the margarita.
Get the margarita. That's the one. So if you in Colombia on the weekend and you ready for a pie, you got to. Well, you probably need to get a pizza and add a couple empanadas on there too.
Yeah, yeah. I make in house, man. Like I said, it's that's what I really love.
Beignets every day or on the or a brunch tank.
The only beignets is one of those things, man. It's Fridays and Saturdays too, because T, even though I have one of my cooks, Chef Eric, he works with me. I just everything I make by hands. I don't. It's one of those things. I'm in a spot where I still can make little small batches of it. Then I can start using my mixer. But I just like mixing my dough by hand because it comes out so much better.
Hey, well, you got if you closer to it, then you ensure that quality is there, and it sounds
But
like you keeping a tight grip on the processes right now.
yeah, but T man, but God willing, hopefully have to use a mixer because if I have to use a mixer, that means I'm making money, right?
That means you're growing. That means you're growing. Well, I think once you get in, my background is in franchising, and our goal is always to create repeatable, processes that we can duplicate in out of different markets, right? So one of my guys that helped me a long time ago used to say, T, like when you doing this, make sure the dumbest motherfucker in Omaha, nothing against Omaha, but we just always use Omaha because it's a long way
Yeah.
from here, can do what we're doing. So you can't be like we got to have our standards, still have our standards high, but our process has got to be simple enough to teach to anybody.
Fact, and
That mixer gonna get you there because nobody gonna have they not gonna feel it the same way that you feel it.
facts. Yeah, and that's true. T. Yeah, man. It's yeah.
So when it's time, but you also got to spend this time right now perfecting it so that you can teach it and repeat it. So I think where you at is in a wonderful position for in the creative process and the growing process because it's like not only are you creating the meals and you're creating these dishes and these products, but you're creating these systems that's going to continue to live beyond
Yeah,
even your capability, my capabilities, because we ain't gonna be able to stay in there forever.
yeah, facts. Yeah, and that's another. I really, not only the pizza. I really, dialed into the chicken wings. Like it's one of those things that Columbia is a college town, so it's one of those things people like chicken wings. So it's one of those things that hey, if chicken wings, pay my bills and pay the rent. I mean, I'm gonna make it. So it's awesome. The chicken wings is able to afford me for me to pay my rent, and pay the
Yeah.
bills, so I can focus on my pop ups, so I can focus on my 4 to 5 course dinners.
You go want? Are y'all making good margins on the wings?
I think I think we need to up them up a couple more dollars.
At least the whole wings. I
Yeah,
was looking at that too. I would try to get another dollar out of them whole wings because
I
I
think
think that's the jewel right there. Because ain't nobody really doing, at least in my experience. We shop. I mean, I cook wings, but I eat everywhere. Such a savage. I see pizza, I see wings. I'm ordering it from almost anybody.
see, and that's
So
what people like to eat. So it's like one of those things that I know I love fine dining, but it's one of those things that people like what no matter what race, no matter what color, no matter what age, people like a good chicken wing, and
yeah,
people like.
and they go hand in hand together.
Mhm.
I just love to see you get to that point where it's the pizza's outweighing the chicken because the profit margin on the pizza is way, way, way better than on a chicken wing.
So I think my pie, for basic margarita it's running me. Let me see. $2.75. And so anywhere from because cheese goes up and up. Because I get from who do we buy from? I don't want to go free, free advertisement or whatever free promote. With cheese is probably gonna be my highest. So I think it's anywhere from $2.75 to $3. $3 at the higher end because if the cheese is crazy high, and I think I said my basic margarita $16.
Okay, so the margin's there, and you keep when you dialed in on the process and you're not wasting a lot, then
Yeah,
it stands to be
yeah,
extremely profitable when
yeah,
done right. The hard part becomes menu mix and staying marketing, keeping people coming in, having different items, and
yeah.
then paying the staff. But
Facts. So I know
it's
that,
it's a good spot
and
to be in.
so that T, and also what I also found one of the hardest things for me is finding somebody that I could teach how to do this, yeah, how to do the dough. Because me, I'm laid back, man. Like you see me smoking, I'm a weed
Yeah.
smoker. I'm chill, man. It's hard to find It's hard to find somebody that can do this. And my other chef, that's Eric, that's leaving. He's about to go to the army and shit. So it's hard to find people that want to do this.
Yeah, that's well because we in this thing now where everybody has a chance to show their art through like this social media thing is taking on a different path and different thing for folks. Like you can make money not doing anything now. So to get somebody to want to come in and put the work that you putting in, you got to make that shit look very, very attractive.
Don't want to work, man.
You got to make that shit look real attractive. Like, cause they like, man, I can just go make money today. I'm gonna go deliver these Uber orders, or I ain't even got to change clothes and stay in my pajamas. Ain't nobody clock checking me. But like, what kind of life is that? Because are you really making that money?
Facts. So T, I want to go back to if you don't mind. Like, I'm not even a host.
Wherever you want to go, bro.
It's sweet. So back to my dough. So after I make the biga, I let it. So with my biga, I like to use really cold water. I like to even put ice in my water. And of course, the biggest thing is you always want to weigh it out. As you know, weigh your dough out, weigh everything out, weigh the flour, water, yeast, and then I like to add. I don't measure it. Probably about 3 to 4 tablespoons of molasses or honey. Always add molasses or honey
To activate the yeast.
because yeast likes to eat. So all that sugar, yeast likes to eat sugar. So
Okay.
also that molasses, I like to use molasses myself if I have it. Even honey, it gives the dough when you cook it a nice dark tone to it. Sugar is cooking. Do that. Let it sit overnight. If it's really cold water, I can let it sit 2 days. So you can it's one of those things you got to look at it. And of course, if you want your biga to activate faster, you will add more hot water. You will add warm water.
But if you want a slower process, start with colder water.
Yep. Because the slower process will give more taste to your pot.
How do you account for the water displacement with the ice? So are you doing a little bit more? I guess. Well, with a biga, it's 2-to-1 flour to water, right? So I guess you can stand to have a little bit more hydration when you do it that way. Is that
Actually, T man, it's for me. My biga is real dry.
okay?
It's really dry.
So you go a little less water when you know you add in ice.
Yeah. But also with you too. I mean, with you, anybody else, you can add more water. So with me, I think recipes. It's more look at the technique and time when it comes to this, because everybody recipe is going to change. Because I think it's going to change by the flour, because different flours have been milled longer than other flours could be dry, by the humidity, or even just what you like. So it's one of those things. I mean, you can make your biga more wet, you can make your biga more dry than mine. So it's one of those, as long as you mix it, and as long as you let it sit overnight and activate that yeast, and you add that honey or molasses to it. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too specific in, recipes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but you got to go with that feel, is what you're saying.
Yes, you go with a feel, and to me, as long as it's really hard to fuck up pizza, though. I'm sorry, I'll be honest. It's really hard, and that's why I think I took the pizza more, because I can do other breads. I can do brioches. I can do pagna campagnas. I can do a lot of French bread, but that takes it takes more hands-on. But with dough, my dough is amazing. It's not as you know what I'm saying. It's
Like
not
even
as,
if you mess up the pizza dough, you remix it and fix it.
yes, and you don't have to be so soft with pizza dough, unlike French baguette bread. Because I make a mean baguette, I just don't like doing it because it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot.
I see. I think a specialty sandwich on the way. On the baguette. Come on, bro.
I usually do focaccia. I like focaccia because I like it, and I can do more, and it's more labor intensive than. But also, my focaccia is amazing though.
Is that more? So is that more crunchy on the outside?
Yes, sir. More so because
Soft on the inside. Yeah.
it's a real wet dough. Because so if you have your dough really wet, you have a really good crumb. I mean, because it's a lot of water in it. So when it cooks, it steams. Yeah. But once again, I mean, somebody can make a really dope ass baguette with a drier contact dough than mine.
So why do you choose the biga over a Polish?
I don't know. I just
feels better for you. Feel right?
Yeah. It feels better for me. Yeah. So, and it's one of those things too. So, and I do this with any with I'm not gonna say I specialize in, but I like to cook a lot of different cultures because for me when it comes to cooking, it's not the aspect of cooking part, more the aspect of the history behind food. I love the history and I love culture, and to me it's one of those things. If I'm making pizza, I mean, well, out of respect, at the end of the day, Italy, Naples, Rome. So I have to give where respect is due. So I got more into vegan, so I can do a Polish, which honestly, like once again, it's how what you want your dough to be.
Yeah. All right. I wanna experiment more. I like to test stuff out here at the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with like a two-step dough. I've been really trying to figure out what the future of our pizzeria looks like as things change. We already know bleached bromated dough or flour is starting to it's making waves in the U.S. as
Yeah,
not acceptable, right?
yeah.
Well, now that especially now that California is banned it, you got to assume New York's next, and then other states start to follow suit. Which means that we got to start changing how we do things. Our prices are going to go up. Our costs are going to go up.
Yes.
But we want to. But in my mind, I'm thinking, all right. So how do we improve, knowing that we're going to have to raise our prices because our costs are going up? How
Yeah,
do
yeah,
we give the best possible product? Like we've been doing a direct dough since inception, and it's good. We got a good dough. We make a good product. However, what's the next level for that? So
yeah.
always in the lab, always testing, always trying to figure out how we get better. And I see, I'm on the internet. I love watching, chefs like yourself and other pizza makers out there that are always testing the limits and showing us what can be possible. So
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you for that. And,
Yeah,
even the inside track having given me that game behind the scenes. Look, I know you said you ain't gonna give no secrets away here. If y'all want it, y'all gonna have to find them. You're gonna have to go over there and go holler at the brother because he's got some knowledge in there. I
appreciate you.
also saw that you a sneakerhead,
Yes, I am. Yes, I
big
am.
time, big
Yes,
time sneakerhead. All right, so quick question for you. Well, a couple questions.
you got to answer.
What's your top 5 shoes of all time?
Top 5 shoes: Air Max One silhouette.
Air Max One silhouette.
Any of those silhouettes from the Air Max One. So I'm gonna say top 5 silhouettes and sneakers. So
Okay.
so your silhouettes. Air Max One, man. I have so many Air Max. That's my favorite sneaker. A second one, probably the Jordan 3 Cement Fire, which just came out, which I bought my pair a couple weeks ago. Third pair, Jordan 2s silhouette. A lot of people don't, you don't hear the Jordan 2 really talked
You
about.
don't get you don't see a lot of twos out there.
But you know what? So this is what I like about the twos. When they do come out, you don't pay a ridiculous amount of money for them. And for me, I think if you look at the twos, they're the most retro looking one, most feature EU, but it's still a dope. And plus, also, I have a wide foot, and that it's comfortable on my foot.
That's why I like threes. Cause I got a wide
Yeah.
foot too, a wide toe box. I like threes for that reason.
So that's 3, right?
Yep.
The fourth one is the Jordan 10.
10, 10,
The
10.
10 that's when he retired.
Which one? Oh, the one since had the net on it,
So
the snake skin with the net.
it was the 10s. I'm about to say it was before the 11s, but of course.
Yeah. I know which ones you're talking about.
That's 4. And the fifth one, I gotta say, damn, the fifth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say a Jordan because I don't, Air Max ones are my favorites, man. Because that's honestly, that's all. And I would say Uptowns, Air Force Ones, of course. That's
Okay. All right. I like it. I stopped collecting shoes after I had a dog eat a whole tongue out of my 23s. But my
Damn.
Jordans, man, I'm on the threes. 13s, 23s. My favorite
Okay.
3 Jordans. I just feel like they got just so versatile. And you
Mm-hmm.
had so many like different colorways with all three of those. Couldn't go wrong. I love the threes. I did end up with a pair of French blue 12s that it's just like a nice little light, and I wear them. We got them from the trophy room store when they first opened.
Yeah.
I should have put them up, but I was too excited to wear them, or I should have bought 2 pairs. So I don't know. I still wear them every once in a while, but
Hey, well, bro, I wear my sneakers, man. It's one of those things. I'm not gonna, So I want to say I don't collect them because if you collect them, I think you don't wear them because I wear all my sneakers. It's one of those things. I always like sneakers, growing up, and right now, man, it's a really good time. It's for sneakerheads now because about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the resellers really fucked the game up. They're buying multiple pairs and selling them for
You couldn't get shoes
yeah. And if you wanted
retail.
to, the average person who's normally gonna pay, you got a family who's gonna pay four, five, six, $700 for sneakers. I mean, $200 for sneakers is already a lot of money.
Yes.
But
That's
right now,
also
man,
why I stopped.
yeah, but right now is a good time though, man, because so I got my threes, the cement threes, 2 weeks ago for retail price. Bro, I know for a fact 4 years ago, even 2 years ago, them bad boys would have been at least 500.
Yeah. Depending on size, you got one of those common sizes
Facts.
that
See,
that 9 to 12.
Mhm.
You bought
And just like
stuff.
the Columbia 11s just came out, and the highest sizes are the rarest ones to have. So I went to APB down the street yesterday to get my son some 11 Columbia size 13. But yeah, so I bought them for retail price, man. Yeah, I know for a fact a couple years ago those 11s would have sold for at least resale at least $600. Size 13.
13 rare. They only made a few. I hated that. I've always been 13, 14, and it's like standing. I'm from where we would have to go stand in front of the store for the shoes in the morning, like
Mm-hmm.
skip
Mm-hmm.
school, and you had to be there because they probably only got 2 pair of my size in, like, or you had to know somebody and get them early. And I was
Yeah.
that shit used to drive me crazy. It drive me crazy. Now it's like I'm staying up to midnight trying to refresh a page on Nike and
Yo,
can't win a shoe, can't get a shoe.
you don't have to do that no more, man. Like I said, I went straight. I still went straight to APB and like, yo, can I get a three? She's like, I got you. And I wear size 10, so that's a common size.
That's a common size. They got a few, they had those extra pairs of them, but yeah, that's rough. Were you? I feel like our generation, at least me, and cats that I know around here, we didn't really get into the LeBrons, and I love LeBron, but never got into the LeBrons. It was like it was Jordans. I did the Kobe's for a little bit. I was on them Kobe's, but LeBrons I never got into the LeBron. They was too expensive.
Always, so me, man, I guess, I'm a creature of habit, man. So only like Air Max 1s and Jordans, man, and a couple New Balances. I'm just one of those guys, if, I
Stick
guess,
to it.
man, it's kind of like iPhone users and Android users. I'm a Nike guy, and it got to be Jordans, Air Max 1s, or Uptowns. That's all I really wear.
He got his style. So you got some fresh kicks on when you go in there. Make sure you get a pick because he gonna be checking you out, making sure them shoes is on point.
Nah, man, like and don't come and check my shoes because I'm always working some busted Air Max 1s. So I wear to work, but I take my my do because all I do is work and raise my kids. So that's the only really time I get to wear my sneakers. Even my daughter says like, "Yeah, you got all these sneakers. All you do is work, man." And so I get up in the morning, take the kids to school, whatever, and come. I was only get to wear my nice shoes maybe for about 2 hours a day.
Never.
Man.
I'm an old man now. My kids don't got no respect for anything. Any of that for me. It's Crocs every day.
That's funny, T. I was telling my boy, yo, thank God my kids are not big sneakerheads, so I don't have to spend a lot because they don't really. But our generation was different. So you had to have.
I wanted them. Yeah, I was like working, taking bottles back to the store, cutting grass, like doing everything so I can go stand in line and get those shoes on the day they came out.
Thanks.
It meant something to me to show up with them on the day they came out before anybody else could go get them. Like I'll miss the first half of the day.
So you had them in the next morning, you be killing them.
Yeah, but my kids aren't like that at all. Here we go. All right, we back. Yeah, man, my kids aren't like that. They really don't care too much.
Same here. I had to force my son to buy some Jordans. I was like, I never heard that about. I was like bewildered. I was shocked. Like, you don't want what? And he picked out some ugly ass Adidas. I was like, yo, my man. So you don't want these 11s that I know that if me and you, I never had my parents come up to me and buy me something. Never in my life. I had to buy all my Jordans. He said, no, I don't want those. I want those. So I was like, bro, I'm not buying those ugly ass Adidas. You'll get these 11s and shut the fuck up and put them on your feet.
Hey, be thankful though, because it could turn into an addiction. It could turn into an addiction. Hey, but Chef, I appreciate you, bro. Tell everybody where they can find you, how they can learn more about what you're doing, pop up on you for some wings, or pop up at a pop up for some pizza. How they find
Follow my Instagram, man, Chef Hector Sanchez. I know I need to do more, with the social media and some more advertising and marketing myself. So that's why I do all my pop ups at. So Best Wings in Columbia right now. We're looking for another spot, another commercial spot. The lease was done at the beginning of this month. So it's one of those things
it?
that
Okay.
we found a spot and the owners kind of subleased it to us. So it only had about 3 months to do this concept, and we wanted to do it before we spend crazy amount of money on.
You got to prove it.
So the concept went well. This social media, man. I'm just a guy that like to make pizza, man. So yeah, you can follow me there and all my pop ups. Yeah.
We appreciate it, man. Love hearing the story again. Appreciate you for your service
You are.
and for bringing your talent, bringing your knowledge here to the listeners of the Pizza King podcast. I'm sure you're gonna get some people from different parts of the world hitting you up, wanting to ask about dough processes and things like that. So, just appreciate you again. I'm gonna hit stop on the recording, but don't go just yet.